So this morning I pre-cut everything for our raised beds, and what'd you do?
What did I do?
You burned like everything.
I did a lot of land clearing.
Fire!
Not burning, a lot of land clearing.
So it looks absolutely amazing. We're super excited to get to start on the greenhouse. That's what the last 3 weeks have been about, is trying to get to this point. Super excited. So I actually purchased a couple of years ago the driveway fabric. So we're actually going to put that down here underneath where we're putting the greenhouse, so that hopefully things won't grow up that aren't supposed to be growing up there. But we got a little bit more prep work to do, and then we're going to be putting that down. So let's get started on this. Okay, so let's let you know, we're going to let you know what we're doing, because everybody always asks, what are you doing? What is your plan? So this is a basic double cattle panel greenhouse. So the roof will be, the cattle panels will have two, one on each side, and they'll connect in the center. And we'll have raised beds along both sides and probably in the front. So the raised beds we're getting ready to start making. First, we just lightly filled in any really big divots in the ground. We're not too concerned about it being perfectly flat, because we are going to be putting in raised beds, and then the aisleways will have some kind of either pea gravel or bark or something, who knows, will end up, and that will level it all out. So we're not really too concerned about that. We don't have heavy equipment here, so we're doing all this by hand. So if I had the machinery, I would definitely scrape it and make it perfectly flat. So if you have that option, definitely do it. We don't have that option, and we're not going to spend a week flattening out this ground. We're already way behind in the growing season. So that's basically it. I've never built one of these before, so it's like a brand new concept. So there'll be a lot of standing back and staring at it, figuring it out as I go. But I've seen a few of these in person, and really like how they look and how they work. And I feel like I know what I'm wanting to do.
She sounds like she knows what she's doing. That's what's important.
Yeah, as long as you sound like you know what you're
back.
doing.
She does her man brain thing.
Yeah.
She stands back, and then she's like, okay, this is it.
This is it. Yeah. Figured out all the calculations. So it is 90-ish degrees here today. It's our very first like super hot day. We've had a couple of days in the 80s, but none in the 90s at first.
We are wearing long sleeves just to protect ourselves from the sun.
And my cowboy hat.
Because I got a little bit of a sunburn yesterday when I was wearing the tank top. So
yeah. So we have, like I said, we've been continuing to clean and stuff like that. We really haven't been filming it just because I feel like you guys have seen enough of that. You're probably tired of it. There's still a whole lot more to do. But we're hoping to get this greenhouse in, get our vegetables in, and then get our orchard trees moved over. And that area is basically cleared out too, so we can also get those planted. We have a couple of friends.
Sunrise in West Virginia, sleep talking on the front porch, running barefoot to a creek. We learned to drive the van, then we had to hide it from the fishermen. 2 French braids make believing, like my own sister. Our souls weave together, beaded bracelets I won't forget. Friends forever. Counting up our crawdads, both of us 8 years old. Clawfoot's our brand only cold. In the middle of the night, we found bats in the loft with our flashlights.
Okay, so that's 12 feet.
Hey, did you notice that you have your shirt on inside out?
No, I get dressed in the dark.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you get very little sleep, overheated the day before, and then just want to get out here and get busy while it's cool.
We can fix it later.
So this is 12 feet right here.
What are we marking out here?
So this is where I want to put the duck pond, and we have someone that's volunteered to come over with their tractor and do some like grading of the property and just kind of cleaning up a little bit of the extra stuff. And I'm gonna ask him if he'll just kind of scrape this. It's not gonna go in deep. It's a regular person's swimming pool. It's a 10 foot by I think 32 inches deep, so it's not like super deep, super big or whatever. But this way, this is the natural flow of the land, so they'll be able to walk up. And my thought is, if this is short enough here, they can walk up here and jump into the pool. And then we would only have to figure out something to help them get out.
And this is pretty sloped. It's hard for people to see on the camera, but let me get back and see. It is pretty sloped, so that water should drain nicely into the orchard.
I wish there was I don't know, okay. Heather, research how to show that the ground is sloped. Because it never comes across on film. And we're like trekking up and down a hill exhausted, and it looks like we're walking on flat land and we're just lazy.
Yep. I don't know, sideways you can kind of see it.
Yeah. But I think that would be so cool. And this is the orchard area. So we're actually just going to plant around these stumps because I don't care. And the ducks will have access to the orchard area, and they'll graze it down and they'll do other things. And then when we drain their stinky pool, it'll water the trees. So that's the whole thought process behind that.
It'll be amazing.
I think it's going to be cute.
And the ducks stink a lot, so
do.
it'll keep the ducks away from the garden.
Well,
per se.
And there's actually been quite a bit of thought put into this, not just the slope of the ground. We get wind that goes this direction, south to north, and not really east to west. So, and very rarely do we get north to south. So during the summer, when this will be full and it's the smelliest, we get that southern wind. So the smell should be blowing that direction, not this direction.
Maybe. So maybe I shouldn't build my house on the other side of the garden then, if that smell is going to be heading over that way. That's not going to be a good plan.
That is pretty far though. Like, it's pretty far from here, and we could plant like
I still don't know. I don't know about that.
So this year, maybe we could go stand over there when the wind's blowing, see how much it's
Check it out.
But we'll have to have all these trees cleared because it won't get there by then.
Yeah.
And we could like put you in the middle of all the trees past the
The
thing.
trees would filter that
The
all.
trees would totally filter it. But this area is so nice and shaded. I think it's going to be really good for the ducks. It does have evening sun, but the greenhouse is going to be pretty tall. So that's right there where all the black tarp is that blew crazily. So I think this section right here is orchard, and then I think we're doing, we'll either do some raised beds right here in between the orchard and the greenhouse, or we'll just like plant our, we have some raspberries and some grapes, so we're trying to figure out where we want to put that in this area too. So that's kind of the plan. Our stump did not burn in our burn pile.
That's that one right there.
And we tried to get it to be a raging beast. Not even moving, not even a little bit. What does she say in 10 Things About You? Where she says, not even a little bit.
I hate that I don't hate you
at all.
at all.
I hate that I don't hate you at all. Not even a little bit.
Yes.
All right, so we got that marked out. We're going to try to move these trees that we planted in, well, when I say we, when I planted in boxes. I don't want to blame anybody else on that one. And if we hadn't gotten the rain that we've gotten, that would have actually worked fairly well, but we have been dumped on with rain, and I'm pretty surprised that they're even kind of still sort of intact. So I want to get some stuff moved in here before we really start going on the greenhouse this evening, because I think that's what we're going to be working on tonight. But we are actively working on harassing a friend to help us move the RV. So we gotta get that area cleaned up just in case he has a I can do it right now moment. So let's go check that out.
Do you ever feel you don't get out what you're putting in? All your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Oh,
our gloves all the time. My hands are sweaty. I tried, Bob. Thank you for the gloves, though. They're pretty amazing. Okay. Let's try 12 feet.
And obviously today I'm not wearing them. But they are pretty amazing.